Hello, can you hear me? I think you can. Okay. Oh, hi, Anna.
Hello.
Okay. Hello, everyone who have joined us recently, and thank you all who have been staying with us from the previous talks. It is a BA Excellence Conference that is conducted by BA, the global BA community. Of course, we are happy to see all of you with us. Our next speaker is Anu Ustinova. The topic is Create Your Own BA Assistant with the ChatGPT. And let me introduce a little bit about Anna. Anna, she is a lead business analyst, and she has been working at PAM for almost over the 6 years. And thanks for her, since 2022, she is investigating impact of an AI and ChatGPT in our life as a BA. Yeah, I think that's the introduction, and stage is yours, Anna.
Thank you, Mehmet, for introduction. So, as you heard, my name is Anna, and I'm very thankful also for you guys to join this talk. I think it's gonna be a fun talk because together with you, in less than an hour, I expect us to build our own BA assistant using ChatGPT. For this presentation, I choose ChatGPT because I think that everyone can access it and play with it, but it's also my thinking that you might explore the other LLM models if you would like to customize them as well. But in ChatGPT, we can do it, like, as you will see, quite in easy way. So let's move on. What we will be talking today? Yeah, that's quick slide about me, but Mehmet already did introduction, so I will skip it. Next, what we are talking today. So actually, why we will be talking about EIBA assistant, why it's needed, why we're talking about it right now. Also, what are the possibilities right now we have in ChatGPT for basic customization? What it is, GPTs in ChatGPT, and the ways how our own tailored GPTs can be configured, like easy way and a bit more advanced. Already spoiler, there will be no coding required skill, so we will not go into that. It will be like really straightforward approach, and we will take this straightforward approach and do the real-time demo how we can build our ChatGPT, and we'll see what will be the conclusions. Also, I hope that by the end of the demo, like later on, we will be able to share the link on this BA assistant, so you can even try to work it afterwards by yourself. So let's start. Why do we talk about artificial BA assistant right now? So as you remember, like past year mostly, there were a lot of talks about like, would AI replace business analysts? Would AI replace like what we are doing, and so on and so forth? And after the year, we can see that, well, not really. Like, it still take quite long time for artificial intelligence to learn certain things, to like for developers also to fine tune it in the way that it's actually better learner. But there are so many human qualities that, like, we can see that like it's really hard still for AI to erase us from the picture, let's put it that way. And also on the slide, I put some investigation done by IIBA, like what exactly like AI cannot do right now, and why we are as a professional very much needed on the market. And that's very much true, but we also need to remember that the people who are using AI can do more with it in like our working day, and we can spend more time doing some creative stuff than spending hours and hours on the research and doing some other mundane tasks that we still need to do. So that's why it's cool to have our own BA assistant, but why we cannot use just a basic ChatGPT? Well, we can, and it definitely might help with certain tasks. But let's start with one of the most annoying thing that we might face with actually any LLM model. If you're using it as it is, you need to repeat yourself all over again to get the best answer from it, because we always need to give it a context, specify the role that you would expect your LLM model in this environment, thinking about the question or the task you ask it to perform, and like new chat, new story, and you just trying to get the best fine-tuned prompt, role, like, and context, so it gives you the best answer. And that's annoying, and that takes time. So every time you repeat yourself what this LLM model need to do. Well, it works. It works, but we can be smarter, and we can do it in a bit more optimized way. One way to optimize it is via customization of ChatGPT. There you can give a context that you're a business analyst and you need help with creating presentation, conducting research on various technical topics, market research, whatsoever. Like, you have like about 1,500 characters to specify what you actually want your ChatGPT behave like, and that is fine. This way will be working the best when you don't want to share the data with ChatGPT, when you disable the history. If you don't want a ChatGPT learn on your data, that would be the best way, because in this way, when you disable the history, you are not able to work with custom GPTs. So this the way how you can customize it. Also, you can say, like, how would you like ChatGPT to respond to you? For instance, provide always, whenever possible, links to the source data as a reference, because it's also annoying every time ask, okay, please give me references. Why do you think so? So you can actually check if ChatGPT or any other LLM model hallucinating or not. So that's one way. And then you can do, like, if you cannot use GPTs. But I think around November 2023 or October, cannot remember right now, ChatGPT, OpenAI introduced custom GPTs. So basically, everyone who has access to paid version can create their own tailored for specific task or topic ChatGPT, specifying the instructions that this GPT should follow, giving some knowledge, and selecting the capabilities that needs to be used in order to, again, address specific tasks and topics that this GPT could help with. So, good thing, no coding skill required for this basic configuration. Apparently, there is possibility to connect with APIs and do more advanced stuff, but it's not for this talk today. So there is two way, like I see it, OpenAI decide to work with this configuration of your GPTs. The one is simplified version. Basically, you go to GPT Builder, which asks you questions, and by answering those questions, he builds GPT chat for you, and you can publish it as it is. It even generates for you an icon for your chat, and so on. So it's one way. Like, I call it like easy way because it asks you questions. But as for me, this way is not very the best, because, like, it's still more generic, and you will need to refine and discuss with GPT builder how you can fix that and that, like with your responses. So like it will be like also quite a long conversation. The other way is to go to the configuration, and this will be more advanced because you already have specific fields to fill in with data. And here you will see description, instruction. I would think one of the most important thing is instruction, conversation starters, knowledge. Knowledge, you can upload some of your files, which we will do for our uh, GPT assistant, and you select the capabilities. So that's the way how it could be configured. Then, like there is multiple use cases actually which we can use BA Assistant for, like different types of research, workshop preparation, interview preparation. I personally like brainstorming, risk limitation, technical challenges for certain topics. It's really gives you perspective, and like a matter of minutes, you're getting some knowledge. That's very interesting. You can also ask some technology explanation, especially if you're starting new on some project and there is some new technology you never worked with. It's a like good place to just ask for explanation or ask to build a plan how you can deep dive into certain technology or stack, whatever. So that's a good point there for this to use BA Assistant too. It can review like technical document and like for sure open source, and tell you like in a more simplified better manner what does it means, what impact consequences out of it, and we can use it for instance creation of some basic generic use cases. Again, you are joining new project and maybe you do not work in e-commerce and you would like to see, okay, like what would be the use cases or user stories for the basket functionality, and it gives you like something. You will see, okay, this is good enough that or not, but it will be something that you can start with. Again, it depends like how knowledgeable you are in what areas you would like to use it. For the purpose of this demo and this conference, I think we will go look into research, how well it do with the research. Also, we will prepare for interview. And let's try to create some use cases and see like how it will go. So let's move to the demo. Like, give me a second. So, oops. Yep. So here we go. So hopefully you can see my screen. And there is two things. Okay, first, let's go to, oops, sorry. First, you can see that I have chat enable history because I disabled it before. What I was talking about is here, you can use it for the customization of your ChatGPT. But what I would like also to do is really show you how you get the GPTs. So you can see here when you disable history, you cannot use your own GPTs. You can apparently go and see what you've created before that while you have all your history and data enabled for ChatGPT, but like you cannot use it. So I need to enable history first, and then you will have a button Explore GPTs. And Explore GPTs, you can see here like big store, and you already can get some inspiration from here, or maybe use something from it, but we will start from scratch. So let's go with create. And again, here we have like two things. Create, then we will talk with GPT Builder, and configure. Let's make it more, let's make it more interactive. So I will ask you which one you will prefer to start. Oh, sorry. Like, please post it in the chat if you. Okay. Okay. No questions. Which one you prefer to start? Okay, let's go with GPT Builder then, just to give you some overview how it works. So we would like to make business analyst assistant. That so that it can help us with our routine task. That's it. And you can see like, okay, it's processing it, it's thinking about it, and yeah, it takes time. So honestly, that's like how you speak with your regular GPT. Yes, the name is good. Then it usually starts creating you an image, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's creating profile image, and again, we are waiting for it. So again, it takes time. While it's taking time, yes, answer from the community, from the chat. Which ChatGPT subscription tier are you on? It looks as if you got more functionality available on top of free. Yes, I'm using Plus subscription because I'm using it mostly on daily basis for my personal needs, and that's why I have a Plus subscription. Another question is how much I'm concerned about 1 year plus all data. Again, I'm having it depends on the subscription you're having. If you're having plus subscription, this is not really a problem because you have enabled search in the internet, and that helps to get more or less relevant data. But again, you need to ask like also for reference because it can go to its own data sources and train data, and also can hallucinate on different topics. Okay, so I will go back to the questions later from the chat. Next, we created an image. Let's say I like the image, but because it takes time, the image is good. Now it asks about behavior. So let's put it that way. It should like a BA assistant should be a generalist. And that is acing in doing research and interview preparation. Let's put it that way. And again, thinking, like lots of thinking. So like I think that like maybe it's easy to talk with GPT Builder, but it also like lots of thinking, and you never know what's the next question gonna be. So it takes time. and then how you would like that it's responds to you. So I think on this matter we can stop and just try to ask a question to do the research for like competitors. So let's try to do that. So hi, here. Like you always can be polite to your assistant. Could you help me to prepare for? Could you help me prepare competitors research? Research, right? Let's see what it is. What will be the response? Okay, industry market segment. So it gives me the structure because I didn't specify for whom or what I would like to do the research. So it gives like quite some basic but good information that we need to provide him in order this chat to make us a research. So let's say food industry in the Netherlands focus on supermarkets markets, and I would leave it as is because sometimes like we have very high level idea what we want to ask, what we like need to look for. So let's do this. And it lists me like who are the players on the market. Then it gives me like another things or like what should I do or like what it should do in order to make this competitor analysis, and it gives me step by step. And also like very interesting that I like that it says like how it would look for the information, because like you can see here like a look at customer feedback on platforms like Google, Trustpilot, and so on. So that's very good one, I think. Like it's already good. So that's how we can work with GPT Builder. Another like way, it's go to the configuration, and in configuration work with it. As you can see, like here, it already has some instruction and conversation starters pre-filled based on our conversation. But honestly, I would like to start from scratch because, well, it will be more better. Like we will see the result. We will compare the difference later on. So here we go to the configuration. Let's call it Business Analysis Assistant. Like analyst assistant. The description, I will skip it for now. I will go with instructions. So in instruction, I will go right now with something that I prepared before this conversation, before this conference. So what I found very useful is that when the instruction is written in the first person, so basically I'm make ChatGPT thinking that he is a business analyst in tech, and he's assisting with repetitive tasks like conducting research, providing detailed answer with explanation references. It provides insights, generate report, analyze data, suggest improvements based on industry trends while maintaining professional tone mixed up with friendliness and helpfulness. That's how I would like my assistant interact with me. And also very important for me that it focus on accuracy, ensure confidentiality, avoid functional information not based on facts, and prioritized factual evidence-based content. So it's even do the search better. So and also it's very important, I think, here in instructions specify how it would work with certain conversation starters that we will fill in. For instance, like competitors research, like if I made it competitors research, how it interacts. So it asks like for what company we are doing competitor research. You can ask the segment. We can even try to get something out of this, like industry market. Like again, it also asks if it should consider any geographical factors, or we can even extend it to any other limitations, what we need to consider. It explains what competitors are on the list and why they are on the list. I ask it always to present in the table format because for me it's one of the most convenient ways to see the data and work with the data. And yeah, that's on it. So let's add some more instruction for conversation starters. So the next one will be trends research, stakeholders interview, and blueprint specification. So that's like our 4 conversation starters. Close. Then let's move to the conversation starters and actually specify them. So again, competitors research, trends, stakeholders interview preparation, and blueprint specification for user story or use cases. Then, okay, could you still see the screen? Because I got a message that there is some inefficiencies. Let me know. Okay, moving on. So that's like our conversation starters. With conversation starters, it's very interesting that you can add like test. You can add those conversation starters like as much as you want. The problem is that it will show you only top 4, like in the end. So basically you have 4 conversation starters, or you need to figure out how it needs to be changed. So let's start with 4. 4 is fine, is good enough for us to start with. Also, here we have a knowledge. Here you can upload some files. For instance, I upload the file like how use case, what use case template should be used, and example of the user story, which is like some random thing that I've created specifically for ChatGPT. And then I select which capabilities I would like ChatGPT to use, like web browsing, DALL-E, image generation. Well, I can actually switch it off because for my task here, I don't need it very much. And then you have an additional setting that's very important. You can uncheck it because Otherwise, it will use your conversation data in your ChatGPT to improve our models. Like, it depends if you want it, but like I always tend to switch it off. And last but not least, let's add an image. Again, I already have an image which I would like to use, but something is going wrong today. Okay, let's use DAL-E to create something. And then we will go and check how it works. Because what it's interesting right now is that previously, like if you create a conversation starters, you can see them directly in the preview. But as of now, somehow it's not possible. And you need to close it, go to your version of your ChatGPT and work it from there. So let's give it a minute. Okay, it's created. And create. For now, it will be only me. And we click share. If you create some like very nice ChatGPT and you would like to share it with the world, you can do that by publishing it to GPT Store. Okay, so let's start with competitors research. Number 1. So competitors research. Please help us with this. Like you can see, it's thinking. Let's give it another moment. Okay, and now I will be reading, like while it's thinking, the question from the community. What if you want to do another task like creating SWOT analysis or refining requirements? Will you have to create a new GPT for every BA specific task? Do you think ChatGPT can do all tasks if you just provide an initial role context? If you provide initial role context, it could do almost all of the tasks. It depends, like if you would like to give it some more detailed guidance, how it will work with you, and potentially use some templates for it, because it could find something on the internet and create it, like whatever BA can do, right? But it might not be following like some structure or logic that we used to. So if we would like make our life easier, I would do the customization. If like for your personal task you see that it's good enough, like it's good enough. Okay, so for which company we are doing research? Let's go with PostNL. And let's consider only Netherlands. Because as like I prompted it, like in instruction, it asked me about geographical factors, and it asked me if here need to focus on some particular country or region. Okay, I will answer the question right after I will comment on what it does create. So as you can see, it gave me like a list of possible, I think, major competitors that are on the market, like of delivery in Netherlands. So it listed, most probably, I assume that it lists me all of these items in terms of the priority or impact on like in terms of competition. And now what we do now? Would you like to proceed with SWOT analysis for any of these competitors? Like it was one of the questions, like let's see how it do the SWOT analysis. Yes, please, for UPS. for UPC. So we will see. And now, while it's thinking, let's answer the question: what would be your recommendation when it comes to different focus, different project clients? Is it better to create a dedicated assistant for each project, or even a group of tasks within the project, or it's better to build one more versatile chat assistant, or maybe other approach? Well, if I'm thinking about projects or domains, I would go with the one assistant, like versatile, like focused. However, if like I'm thinking like basically on the level of task that we are doing, like for different sets of tasks, potentially I would go with different assistant, because like it might be a little bit different answers, or like if you want to have let's say some different perspective, so it does not need to change its personality every time, but you can also create something like big one. But when you're creating something big one, it more prone to like doing some mistakes also. Like it's but it's again my experience. So back to our SWOT analysis. So let's perform a SWOT analysis for UPS in Netherlands, focusing on strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities. So you can see that it outlined the strengths, that strengths are global network, and it specifies what exactly it means by global network, diverse services, advanced technology, high operating cost, like as weaknesses. So you get an idea, like what are the weaknesses and strengths of your competitors, and you can ask it, for instance, for each and every competitors that are on the list. Yes, I would like, and then like why am I working with ChatGPT? I always tend to think like, okay, where does it get this data? And for me, it's very interesting that it does not create it by its own, and it remembered that I asked about factual data. So let's ask it about the links. Yeah, and now it gives me like a very vague answer, like a very vague answer, like that. It like looks Bloomberg, Reuters, industry-specific publications, like logistic management, and so on. I'm not happy with that, and I would ask for the reference again. Like in my experience, like after asking for the second time, I believe it will be able to give me some references where it gets the data from. So I can check by myself what it is exactly it was looking for. And interesting also here that it not necessarily will give you here the references to UPS itself. It will tell you, like as you can see here, how it based on what knowledge it creates this SWOT analysis map. So like 50-50, but good enough. So, and as you can see, if you like use once conversation starters, that's will be this your chat about this particular competitor's research. If you would like to test something different, we need to create another chat. Before I will okay, good question. Okay, I got a question from the community. What about using Dial instead of OpenAI? So my knowledge gives me an idea that Dial, we are having at EPAM our own platform that is utilizing different LLM models, using also like the LLM models from OpenAI, where you can do basically the same thing. But like the reason for this presentation today, I'm using general ChatGPT because here people are from different conferences, so we can use something generic, but definitely you can use Dial to help you with your daily tasks, but it will be in a bit different manner. Okay, let's move to the next one topic. Oh, where is my GPT assistant? And I need to find actually my... So my GPT assistant, the recent one, let's go into it once again. And now, no, it's not this one. And lost. No, that what it created. That's the problem, because like if you're creating several ChatGPT's assistant, you will see that you have lots of them, and somehow you need to differentiate. So moving on with next. So let's go with user story or use case preparation. So for that purpose, let's see what, like, is it full of instructions or not. So here it asks you to assist you with creating a blueprint specification. For user story, I need more details. So what you're looking to develop. Here's a few questions to help me to tailor the specification for your needs. Type of specification, which it should be user story or use cases, functionality description, any additional information on the requirements. So I'll copy this one, and I would go with, let's go use cases. Use cases basket on commerce website. So, and it should consider, let's say, worldwide payments. World payments. That would be it. Let's see where we will get. How well it will use the template that I've uploaded, and like what will be the response. Like, would it be one use case or would it be more? So like why I decided like this use case is very, I would say, good case, is that you can see that if you use the template, it will give you the specification every single time in the same form of template. So you don't need like to worry about that, okay, like this time it will create you something completely different. It will like follow the template, and every time you generate the use case, it will be following the same template. So that's could be quite a useful thing for you. Like, it's a useful thing for me. So it's one use case. It tells me that, okay, manage shopping basket, e-commerce operation, actors, customer, payment gateway, backend, like preconditions, what should be needed to work with it, termination outcomes, use case description, use case associations, traceability, input. Like it's all good, especially I think like it's good enough to start with working with this type of use case. But like I'm thinking, okay, like if I'm new to the project and I need to create use cases for the basket, is that all? Is that all use cases created with basket? Could you give me more? Okay, I was too quick. So it gives me more use cases right now. And then let's ask ChatGPT if it can create it in the same format as it did before. So let's stop it. Thank you. Could you specify this use cases in more detail using the template? And let's see. Again, you see it's very good. It's really using the template that was uploaded, and you have it structured. Like, so you don't have this differences between version and so on. So like once it gives you this answer, another day it will give you the other answer. So if you need to follow some templates, some rules, that's good enough to work with this ChatGPT. Let me see what the questions. Okay, can we achieve roughly similar results with creating a dedicated assistant using instant prompts to create the personality with a specific conversation? Like, it depends what you mean by this question. Could we create get use cases created by ChatGPT without creating our own assistant? Yes. Would it be in a structured format as you like, even if you, for instance, create a prompt with the structure of the template that you would like to use? Well, for me, it's like, again, 50-50, because sometimes it works, sometimes it does not, sometimes it starts hallucinate. And regardless that you give it this context, and you need sometimes to remind, okay, you remember I told you the context, please consider to follow it, especially if it once give you first you have your prompt with the template, and first it creates you the answer by this template, but then the next one, it's completely something new. So it depends, but it's possible. Like, I would not say that it's not possible, but once you have it as an assistant, for me, it seems much easier, because you don't need to explain it all over again, especially if you're doing it on a daily basis. And I think that for this conversation starters, each and every one of us can decide which 4 or 5 tasks, I don't know how many you want, but let's say 4 conversation starters, 4 main tasks that we can make with this assistant and make our life easier. Once write the instructions for these tasks, because we know that we are doing it on daily, weekly, or monthly basis, and for that purpose we just can hit a button and have our work done. To create a process map. I think it's possible. It does not, it's impossible, but I would give precise instructions how to create this process map. And answering to this question, I'm thinking like if you would like to have a visualization of the process map, with this might be a problem. Like it will give you like a detailed description in words, like textual, but generating images with some text, it's going to be awful. Like just like if we are talking about images, it's going to be awful. If we are talking about like even generating for you an Excel file where you have something in columns, wherever like you would prefer, it would be possible. It's definitely easy, but like any visualization with picture, no. So we are having 8 more minutes. So what do we do? Should I answer more question, or let's try stakeholder interview preparation? If I'm not seeing any comments, I will do the stakeholder interview preparation. So let's imagine you are joining new project and you're having like lots of your new colleagues and new stakeholders, and you need to prepare for the interview. So you don't know much yet, but you need to start something with. And let's say you're working with HR department and you would like to see how HR department benefits from the digitalization, like really random case. So could you tell me, please, the role and background of the stakeholders you're interviewing? This information will help me to ensure relevant questions and insightful questions. So let's imagine that I'm talking to the head of HR department. So here we go. So yet, let's say I don't know much about stakeholders. I know the head of HR department. It's introductory get to know meeting. Like I'm interested in how his department is affected by digitalization and how we can work together in the future. So it provides like it gives me a way like table like as I specified that I need to know the type of the question itself, whether it's optional or mandatory, and actually why do I ask this question. Like, and right now you can see that, well, some questions might not be very relevant for you for the interview, but you have a list of something that you can start thinking about, especially if you don't work with HR department before. Like you can ask, how has digitalization impacted your HR department so far? So just to see like what's good, what's not, and so on. Like definitely, I think this question we can generate by ourselves, but sometimes it's the question of speed we generate these questions and like how much time we think about it. So sometimes it's nice to have something and then refine those questions rather than start completely from scratch. So, and I think that would be it. I will not go into more details. Let's save the time for 5 minutes for questions. And your questions. So just so that was Q&A. Just sorry, Mehmet, just before I just want to say some conclusion. So
Yeah, of course.
so use cases. I think that not every single technique and not every single thing that we are doing as BA can be performed adequately good by AI, but you can train to support you with your repetitive tasks like interview preparation and researches. That's what we did today. It could do some data analysis, which will be very good, documents analysis, but like also having the proper interview with the client, most probably it would not do that, like not do that in a very good shape or manner. If you would like to create some visualization in ChatGPT for your diagram or whatsoever, it will not give you a good visualization right now, especially if it has some text on it. Maybe some other things like, or if you're using my report and you have there already some data and visuals, you can use AI there and it will generate you, for instance, some slides or some diagrams out of the data you put there, or like group your data, again, what is there. But if we are talking about ChatGPT, visualization is not very good. Then give examples how you want the data look like after you ask the question, provide templates so it can work with it. But again, like clean up your template so it does not give any information about clients and any specific. So like it's very clean data. It's very important. Remember this, and give the directions. Like if you really want that your assistant works best for you, give the direction how it should work. Give the instructions for all your conversation starters. And it might be more detailed that I've showed you today. So you might use Babook for that and like really give you instructions from the Babook, like give me like that specific answers in that way. So, and it would do that. And that's it. Thank you very much. What, Mehmet, we have for the questions? 2 minutes.
Yeah, we have a couple of questions regarding the prompting, but you had a wonderful talk before a previous conference about prompting, but couple of questions raised on the community and how we can use prompting, how we can start from the beginning for prompting. But if you can allow me, I have a question. It's really triggered me. Do you measure how much performance you gain using ChatGPT or any other LLMs? This is really important when you are using that kind of tool. This is my question. You decide the
Okay,
answer.
okay. So, like, it depends. It depends. Like, there is also some my observation, but at IPAM we did more holistic research using Dial, our chat, and we measure for different use cases for different groups of BAs. And if we are talking generically here, I would say that it will be from 20% time gain to about 60% of time gain based on the task that you are doing. So, but 20%, it's already like a very good starter. Like, but it's like my opinion, even 20%, it's already a good start. So,
Okay.
and time?
If you would like to answer about prompting, I think we have a couple of questions and you already focused some of them, but the
Yeah.
couple
Okay.
of questions regarding prompt is maybe we can give. It's okay.
Yeah, let's take 1, 2.
Mhm.
Which one I should look at? Okay, this question related only to prompting. What are the first steps you can learn prompt effectively? Do you use some specific prompt structure while asking for help? Does the format depend on using ChatGPT or ChatGPT Plus? Okay, easy question. Does the format depend on using ChatGPT or ChatGPT Plus? No, it does not. But with ChatGPT Plus, you can get more actual data, like regardless your prompt, because it will search in the internet. But other than that, like if you're asking some generic question, like not generic, but if you're learning about some domain, for instance, then it doesn't really matter what you're using. Do you share prompts with your colleagues? Uh, if so, how do you version your prompts and know which version you use for which project specifically? If you help, it may help with collaborative prompt engineering. Okay, so first steps. First steps, it's to understand what type of like what is the structure of the prompt. So the prompt has always certain structure, and it's like you first ask about tell about the role, like what role should ChatGPT think about giving you an answer. Give the context, like the context where it's like where your ChatGPT as a business analyst operating in, what type of output, like what's your actual ask, what type of output you would expect, and if there is any like guidelines, you give it into your prompt, like how you would want it to answer it, and then you see like if the answer satisfies you, then like it's good. If not, then you need to fine tune your prompt. Also, you need to think about like sometimes for some task it could be like there is such approaches like zero shot learning and few shot learning. Zero shot learning is like again, you can ask repetitive questions and you can get an answers for them, and you don't need to like see if there is like some bad answers or good. And a few shot learning is that like you refine your prompts through the couple of iterations, so in the future it gives you better answers. So do you use some specific prompt structure while asking for help? Depends. But as I specified, they like role, context, the task, output, and the guidelines if there are available. Do you share prompts? Honestly, never. Like we worked on the prompts together, but like my personal prompt, I do not share. Like if somebody wants them, I don't know, like for some reason, like okay, but like never think of that, like because again, these prompts are tailored for my personal needs and my personal context.
Yeah,
And
I think we can wrap it up. What do you think? And the questions from community, it will be answered offline. We reach our time, you know.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. First, thank you for the delightful presentation and delightful information about using ChatGPT. It was a really helpful for everyone. And please rate us for the audience, of course. Rate us this event and also this talk, because Anna made a wonderful presentation. I really like to use the ChatGPT for a assistant business analyst, and I think that's it. Thank you for thank you for participation, and hi, Darina.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, Mehmet. Guys, thank you for being with us today. I know that was some technical difficulties, but thank you for stay with us no matter what. And our great moderators and speakers, they come through it, and it's a great success. So I just want to remind you that we still have 2 more days of a conference, and tomorrow we will hear about tech skills, pivoting BA advancement, mentoring you. Also, we will have a great conversation from Laura Brandenburg and Fabrizio Laguna about page jump transformation, new skills, and new responsibilities. And also, we will have the biggest group of speakers tomorrow and conversation about expectation towards PAs from different roles on a project. So please don't miss it. You don't want to miss it. I promise you. And of course, recordings from previous days, from day one, day two, you already can see on our YouTube channel. Recordings from today will be available tomorrow. And don't forget to subscribe, give us like, comment, and push notification button. So yeah, have a nice day, have a nice morning, evening, wherever you were. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye.